Today we are making this Christmas tree decoration. We only need to crochet chain and single crochets to make it. And we start in the middle. These are about 6 to 7 centimeters or 2.5 to 3 inches wide. And we use glitter yarn and Christmas fabric or any Christmas color fabric to make them. What you need is first of all a small piece of Christmas fabric, or it doesn't need to be special Christmas fabric like these, but I like to use these because they have all the Christmas colors ready in one piece of cloth. You can also use shiny fabrics, like this is some sort of taffeta. And then you cut a piece 56 centimeters or 22 inches long and about 2 centimeters wide, a bit less than an inch wide. Here I have that. Then you need some sort of glittery yarn that we're going to use to attach that piece of fabric round. I have a whole lot of different colors because I use this a lot. And then you need a crochet hook that goes well with the yarn you have chosen. So you take the size of the hook according to the yarn. Mine is 2.5 millimeters, so it's quite a small one. First, just make a slip knot to start using your glitter yarn. I chose this here gold colored one. And then take the strip of Christmas fabric or whatever fabric you have. And if your fabric is like mine, make sure that you have the right side facing. Fold it a bit and don't start right at the end because your stitches will slip off, but you put the yarn under the Christmas fabric piece and then you bring the slip knot to the front and make a single crochet like that. Then chain 2 and then again a single crochet. That's in the American terms. It's double crochet in British terms. And then just continue like this for a while. Chain 2, skip a bit and make a single crochet. Again. And at the same time then always scrunch up the fabric. There. A couple more before I'm going to turn it round. Chain 2, single crochet. And now I'll see if it's long enough to turn it round. Not yet, a bit 2 more. Now it's this length and I chain 2, but I'm not making the double crochet before I have twisted this round. So I'm turning this round so that it gets into a spiral sort of like there, and holding it there, I'm inserting my hook in between the first 2 single crochets I have, and at the same time also under the fabric strip, and then I'm pulling the yarn through there and then making the stitch. So we can see now that it became like a ring, and then continue like this, always just chaining 2 and then turning it a bit more and a single crochet in between the next 2 stitches, always inserting the hook into the chain space between the 2 single crochets. There and there. Chain 2 and third stitch, and again, and now that this starts growing, we will need more stitches because it increases all the time. So now quite often we need to put the next stitch into the same chain space as the previous one. Chain 2, but we always chain 2. And then go a little bit further and then find a place for the hook so that this doesn't start pulling anywhere. So 2, and like here now I will insert my hook into the same chain space as the previous one. And you just continue like this until you have used up all of this. It makes it easier to decide where your stitch goes when you think of it, that you put the stitch into a place where the hook goes if you were pointing it straight towards the center of it. So next one here. And here. And as you see, we're just going round and round as a spiral. And while we're doing that, it grows all the time. So just keep going like this here. Now it's a bit bigger. I have continued a few more rounds. And then wherever you are, then you just continue the same way. Of course, if you want a very small circle, then you don't need to go until the end of this here fabric strip. I need to be careful now that it doesn't start going sort of around it like this here. So if it seems that way, like it does actually here, I'm undoing the last stitch. And I'm putting the stitch closer to the previous one. That keeps it from turning inwards sort of. And then I have a bit more to do. So I'll continue it now. Almost finished now. A few more stitches. Depending on what sort of fabric you cut, you may want to fold it over at the end so that there won't be threads coming off it. I'll do that. And then just crochet tightly at the end. It's a bit hard to get it right when it's double like that. There, over that bit. And there. So now all the fabric's used up, and then just to finish off, again chaining 2, and at the end a few single crochets into the previous row there, just so that it stays tight. I made 4. Okay, And then leave a bit of the yarn when you cut it so that you can use that for hanging it. And now pull the yarn through and then sew it up here so that you'll get the hanging loop. And here it is finished. Quite quick to make, isn't it?